Hey, it's Dave Wyman, Football 101. We're going to talk about a play from the playoff game. Seahawks with fairly surprising victory, I thought, especially getting the running game going, but a 26-6 win over Detroit, and a lot of it was because, of course, the running game got going, but also the defense played really well. I mean, they only gave up 6 points, and as a matter of fact, Matthew Stafford was 56% and did not throw a touchdown pass. Only had to settle for 2 field goals, and they only got inside the Seahawk. They never got in the red zone, and they only got to the Seahawk 33-yard line. Was the deepest that they got into Seahawk territory. So really impressive performance. We're going to talk today about a play that the Lions ran. It was the third play of the game. It was a 3rd and 7. And what we're going to talk about is the Kam Chancellor intimidation factor. And so this was something that they really needed, a 3rd and 7. And first of all, talk about Detroit. They were in 11 personnel. And we've talked about this before. 1 running back, 1 tight end, and 3 receivers. So the first number is number of running backs, 1. Second number of tight ends, 1. So it's 11 personnel. And so the Seahawks, they actually adjust and so that they can match up, and they get nickel. So they take Mike Morgan out and put an extra defensive back in, Jeremy Lane there, and it's 5 DBs, which is why they call it nickel. When they put 6 in, they call it dime. Don't ask me why they call it that. It's one of those weird NFL things. But they get in here and they get matched up, and this is a new coverage. I don't think we've talked about it. We've talked about all the different zones, but Cover-2-man, and what it is it's a hybrid of zone and man. So we talked about Cover-2, Cover-3. 3 means 3 guys are in the deep part of the field, which is about 15 yards and beyond. Cover-2 is 2 guys. Cover-1, there's 1 guy. So, but this is 2-man. So what you have is both the safeties, Stephen Terrell and Kam Chancellor, play a deep half, and the underneath guys, they all match up in man-to-man coverage. So Bobby has the running back, KJ has the tight end, Sherm's here. Jeremy Lane's there, and Deshaun Shedd's there. They're manned up, and so these guys really are back there, not really so much playing a zone as much as they're trying to help out with anything that sort of comes clean. So what happens, though, on this play was interesting, that Kam Chancellor's responsibility is back here in this deep half. Back here, him and Stephen Terrell are back here, but he comes up and lines up right in the middle of the field. Well, I'll tell you who sees this. Golden Tate, right here. There's the old number 81 there, Golden Tate. He looks over and sees Kam Chancellor in the middle of the field. Now, when the ball snaps, Kam bails actually back to his deep half. But as far as 81 knows, Kam's sitting there in the middle of the field, and if you're running any kind of a crossing route, you know better than to run it when Kam Chancellor's in the middle, because he'll take your head off. So he definitely knows what that is. Another little, I talk here about the chess match that goes on between an offense and a defense. And one of them is on their side of the ball. This is a really well-designed play. What they do is they run a fake pick. So a lot of times what you see on these picks is, the receiver they'll try to crisscross, and what they're trying to do is bump off coverage. They're trying to bump off, and usually you see sometimes it'll be offensive pass interference when a receiver will come and kind of block the defensive back. But usually what happens is, if they see it's man coverage, they're going to try to bump you off so somebody comes free. Well, what they do on this one is they actually run a fake pick. So this receiver comes down here like he's going to run that and try to bump off the defender. And Golden Tate starts to go out and then rotates and goes back inside. Actually, he ran it a little bit deeper than that, more that way. So you see Jeremy Lane, he tries to get over the top, sees it, and then sort of gets in a trail position there. But the throw comes in there, and the other thing I thought that Golden Tate did on this is, I think Stafford expected him to be more here, but he kind of tried to make it a little bit skinnier and get more upfield because he didn't want to take that collision from Kam Chancellor. Well, Kam wasn't even there. He was back there covering his deep half of the field, but as far as Golden Tate knew, it was that Kam was sitting there in the middle getting ready to take somebody's head off on a crossing route. So he ends up dropping the ball. So, you saw a lot of that in the game. that the Detroit receivers a lot of times were dropping the ball, and I think a lot of it had to do with that, and that's definitely the Kam Chancellor intimidation factor, and we've talked about that before with Earl. Same thing, he gets those big hits back there, but when you have two safeties that both of them, I always say, they have their PhD in football. They're so smart, and Kam, I wouldn't be surprised to see that he did this on his own, came up, gave them kind of a look, and then it ends up affecting the play, even though he didn't really have anything to do with it. All right, hopefully we'll be talking to you not only next week, but the week after that, and the week after that, and the week after that.